Okay, that was 15 songs, Three Brothers, 5 songs, 2024. It's a nice set of songs. It's nice to be back in action, and it has been a good year in terms of various releases and some new artists emerging on the scene, some artists coming from across the world, some of the biggest names ever in the history of music bringing back music that's as current today as it ever has been. So it's a really nice, diverse set of songs. And the order was a Brett Grant Sean repeating loop. So I think I'd like to just close out in that way and pass the mic to you, Brett, to see what thoughts you had about episode 28 and us turning the lights back on for the podcast.
It's certainly great to be back in the saddle with you guys. That's it's an easy start. Yeah, it feels good. Lots of production notes that I've got around, like we're using a different system to record. We decided to move over to Descript on my advice. So far, I really like it. I'm curious about what it's going to be like to edit and what kind of tool sets we can get out of, or what kind of tools we can use from what's already in Descript. So I'm excited about looking into that. Nice that the platform didn't bonk on us also. So just again, like there's a couple of production notes like that has me looking forward. It is interesting to have the emphasis on music videos and YouTube. I said this morning that I may have missed the assignment. I know we talked about it before, so I knew that this is where we were headed, but I haven't yet broadened my scope to listen beyond just the music. I don't think that's a problem. It's just something that I'm going to get to embrace in the future. But it was cool to have, it's neat to have a way to show the music videos, especially when artists are putting so much attention and time into making really well-crafted, edited video stories to match their musical stories. I'm excited to see where this grows, to see what change is coming. And I just appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this kind of work with the tools that we have. It's amazing that we can reach a global audience as soon as we hit publish. Like our friends around the world could check it out. That's not something that existed when we were kids, not easily. And so the fact that we have that feels like a really big privilege. And I do hope that the musicians appreciate what we're doing. I think that I feel like a creator right alongside with them while doing this stuff. And if anything, I hope that what we do elevates their music to some people that haven't heard it before. And so I'm excited about that too. Thanks for hosting too.
Yeah, that essence of sharing the music with each other and sharing the music with others, that feels very good to lean back into. And these 15 songs were surprisingly fun and exploratory. And to know, I think what if we hadn't done this? How many of the artists you all introduced, I think the 10 songs you all added, I didn't know anything about. And so that's awesome. You know about The Cure, but you didn't know about their new album. So I think that the world without this episode is not the world I want to be in. I want to have these opportunities to share with you all and also receive. So those are gifts to me. And after a year, I think this has been a tough year personally for me. I think we've all been talking about different ways it's been tough for each of us. I needed music this year as a crutch, as something to lean on, as well as something to take me away, take me where I ain't. That resonates with me strongly. And music does that. So this playlist represents that, getting back on the horse and moving forward and letting music be a part of that journey. Even if it's sad, even if it's going to pull me down, there's a value in that and the experience and sharing that with each other. I couldn't be more thrilled. This was an exciting way to actually wrap up a work year as well as focus on something that's fun and creating with you two. Happy to do it and love you guys and glad that we got to get back on the horse together.
Yeah, it's nice to be back in the studio and be talking about something that we all connect on. And the 15 songs are that it's opening up new things about the year, new bands, new sounds, all those things. So excellent and very much appreciated playlist. Also to hear the stories, just like on the Wild Pink, it's not just the song and the show, it's also the road trip and how those things come together. I think it's nice to hear the stories. In terms of the platforms and stuff, Brett, I think it's funny that you're playing with fire saying that we didn't have any problems while we're still recording. So I appreciate your confidence there. It's an extra step to get to the song. And I liked the way Music and Talk feature allowed you to just hear it right away. I hope someday we can either figure out a way to get the permission from the artist or the band, or we can figure out a way to drop a snippet in. And because I think that would enhance the experience to just let it play and not have to pause or go over to another thing. But the way we intend to build the YouTube playlist is to have it play like it did in Spotify. So we'll splice up those talk tracks and split them up between the video tracks, and that'll be a different experience. So thought the songs themselves were nice. Lots of female vocalists, lots of global influence, lots of spacey and atmospheric sounds. And then what I thought was interesting is the visuals really were a different take for me. And there was probably more Napoleon Dynamite type aesthetic than I expected. I think that it could be the sign of there's a lot of DIY that's happening these days. You can be in Montana or you can be in Pittsburgh and still produce your song and release it and all that stuff. And so it might be a lot of just DIY visuals as well, but a lot more retro and even a lot of oversized glasses and not taking anything too seriously. Lo-fi, low budget maybe. So I liked a lot of those things and just ended up twisting the project a little bit to where I was taking in the visuals in a new way. So it's been great. So nice to do this with you again. I hope that we haven't lost all our audience and that if you listened this far through this episode, then you must be one of our true fans. So what we'll say is that we do this project for ourselves because we enjoy doing it, but we also do it because it's something fun to share. And so if you've made it this far with us, whether that be 28 episodes in or even a couple hours into us talking about 15 songs, we very much appreciate you being with us. We always are interested in your feedback, puts wind in our sails, and just helps us keep doing what we do. So with that, we'll say thanks very much. Enjoy the 15 songs, and can't wait to do this with you again in 2025.
Bye. Bye.